Hello there, Frank Thacker here, and welcome to the Daily Peacemaker. Excuse me. So the other day, I was talking with my wife. We're having a conversation in the morning, and then later that day, she said to me, "Frank, when we were talking this morning, you said something that hurt me." And I said, "Oh, wow, geez, honey, I'm sorry. I really didn't mean to hurt you." And she said, "Well, you really didn't mean not to hurt me." So that's happened a couple of times where she said that, or other people have said that you didn't mean to not hurt me. So I thought about that, and that was true. I didn't like have the conversation and thinking all the time, "Oh, I don't want to hurt her. Or I don't want to say anything that's hurtful." That wasn't my intention. And that's a whole separate issue. It's just an example of something that got me thinking about intentions and being how mindful am I of when I intend to do anything? What's my intention? Um, or how mindful am I of choosing to do X instead of Y? Um, so it's tied to mindfulness. What's your intention here? What's your goal? What do you want to achieve? Um, and how I began to realize, gee, I could be a lot clearer in my own intentions in my own mind to be really clear about what am I trying to do here? What's my intention? So it that whole thing of you didn't mean to not hurt me really kind of woke me up or got me really thinking about intentions and the importance of being really clear in what you're doing. And you can get stuck in like, oh, why did I go to the Y this morning? What's my intention? There seems to be a bunch of things that we do on a daily basis that are pretty clear in our own minds why we're doing them. So, but you could like spin around and go forever and get um, down the rabbit holes with, oh, why am I doing? What's my intention here? You come to the end of a road and there's a fork in the road, and if I go right, what's my intention? Why am I doing that? If I go left, what's my intention in going left? I mean, you can just like spin around and stuff like that. And that excuse me for a minute. That whole going to the coming to a fork in the road reminds me, and probably many of you have heard this, but a little aside of how Yogi Berra, when he was giving directions to his house, would say, you go down the road and you come to a fork and you take it. And actually, that sounds like, a little bit out in a cloud. But the reality is he lived on a street that was circular, just kind of went around like this and came back. So if you come to the end, and whether the fork there, and whether you go right or left, you're gonna go by his house. So, but he had some great sayings that are really funny, but they make a lot of sense. But anyway, back to intentions. So there's those everyday ones that we're pretty clear about. Then there's maybe sort of a mid-level um, events that we get involved in. Um, for example, I do a lot of Facebook stuff, and so when I respond to someone that's maybe put something up that I disagree with, what's my intention? How clear am I? Am I trying to simply present another side? Am I trying to show that person how out of touch they are with reality? Am I trying to show them how smart I am because I know so much about this stuff? Am I trying to convince them to come over to see the light? Am I trying to make them look really stupid? What's my intention in doing that? I have a friend whom we get in a discussion about something. He will at some point say, "Well, what's your end game? What are you trying to achieve in this conversation? Kind of what's your goal, which is they're all kind of, I guess, tied together. You know, what's your goal? What's your intention? Why are you doing this? But the key thing to me is how mindful am I of my intentions? And then there's the sort of maybe the bigger picture of what's my intention in my life? What do I have a primary intention or goal? I guess they're kind of the same. Um, but do I have one that I'm really focused on and I'm really clear? I put my glasses on so I can be clearer. No, um, to you know, committed. I guess that. Well, let me back up. So, people ask me, why did you start doing this daily Peacemaker and these podcasts and stuff? And we put in our website, the goal is to support everyday people like you and I to get involved in creating a culture of peace. And that's why I do it. But then, I thought a little bit more about that when I was, looking at this whole thing of how clear I am in my intention. And I think probably a deeper reason or a deeper intention I had was to talk about nonviolence, and because that's something I really have a passion for, and um, not to toot my own horn, but I feel I know a lot about nonviolence, which doesn't mean just because I know it that I am totally nonviolent. So, in backing this all up, so yes, my intention was to encourage and support people in everyday people in creating a culture of peace and coming from the bottom up. But I began to realize as I thought about this whole, what's your intention in this particular arena? And it was, I think, the bigger intention, maybe, or the deeper intention, was to get people, I guess, thinking about nonviolence. And even now, as I talk, I'm not really clear, but it was tied to spreading the word of the power of nonviolence. Maybe that's what it was. So, in some ways, I think intentions and being mindful of why you're doing something, what your intention is, can will help you do a better job because you're really clear, you're really focused on what it is, what's your intention. What are you trying to do here? What do you want to accomplish? So that response of my wife, of my intention was obviously not to hurt her, but it was not to hurt her, which is tied to the focus. And when you do something, obviously you can have a number of different intentions or hopes, and even in your daily life, your bigger picture, you can have different intentions. So this may be the most important one, and then this one is so forth, like a hierarchy of intentions. But whatever the point, what's my intention of rambling on here? What someone might say. My point is to help me, I guess, and other people understand the power of being really clear in our intentions. So that being said, I hope this is helpful. I suppose part of my intention of doing this is to help myself clarify what it is I'm trying to do. What is my intention? So that's the gist of that. It's kind of a short little podcast, which some people will probably say, "Oh, good, good, I can handle short." But anyway, that's something to think about, and maybe if people have ideas about the power of intention or clarity of mind or uh-oh, I just scratched my eye. I shouldn't have done that. Ooh, I just had a cataract surgery in there the other day, and not supposed to do that. Oh, but I guess it's okay. Um, so, um, so the whole notion of intention and being clear in our intention. So, um, thanks for listening, and I hope you take something away from this. And as always, if you have feedback, love to hear. You can check us out at dailypeacemaker.com. And as I usually try to do, I like to end with an indigenous prayer. And I found this was really pretty powerful, I found. So let me read it to you. Creator, open our hearts to peace and healing between all people. Creator, open our hearts to provide and protect for all children of the earth. Creator, open our hearts to respect for the earth and all the gifts of the earth. Creator, open our hearts to end exclusion, violence, and fear among all. And thank you for the gifts of this day and every day. Isn't that beautiful? So with that, I will bid adieu and hope all goes well with all, and we will see you again soon. You take care and peace.